Well, welcome to the Eagle with guests. It's a Monday night live stream, and I've got a few guests on now. So, welcome, Richard of Dynamic Duo.
How do?
Welcome, Richard. Also got Mr. Tony in from DJI Man Tony.
Good evening.
And my third guest is Mr. Tim Heel from the Tim Heel Manor.
Good evening. Bonsoir.
And my
Guten
final
Tag.
guest is Randolph from Eden Valley Drones.
Good evening, everybody.
Aha.
So,
There
good
you go.
evening to everyone. Nice to have you on. I don't know what I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight.
Bit of
but,
everything.
I just thought we'll open the forum and you can just talk about your channel. So, first of all, I'll ask Richard of Dynamic Duo UK
He's got a drink ready this one. You can see he's had a few drinks today.
to tell you a little bit about his channel, and if he wants to share a screen, he's quite welcome to.
Don't ask me to do that, mate. My PC's playing up at the minute.
Oh.
So yeah, our channel basically, me and Cara, my partner, we started it around 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Originally, we did it because we've got 2 miniature sausage dogs, 2 Dachshunds, and we were called the Roaming Adventurers. So we were going to use that name for the dogs to really put their videos on, weren't we? We then ended up doing our first video at Alton Towers as a vlog, like just traveling around. Progressively, it got better with the quality we were using, the camera equipment and stuff. And then we just kind of changed the name one day. Just thought, it's just us two really into the dogs. Feature occasionally, but we do everything from drone footage, travel, adventures, occasional cooking with Cara videos, the occasional rants, but we try to keep it clean now, don't we, if we
Try
can.
to keep them to a minimum.
We do, yeah. And we try to do community stuff as well, so we help out in the community where we can. We've recently done the one with the Scouts of Grimsby, of course, which was really fun. So yeah, that's us in a nutshell. We are the Dynamic Duo. That's our name. Over to you, Keith. He's lost me now. There he is. He's back. There he is.
Yes, I've never had this many on, so I'm a bit confused what to do. It's been a long time since I've done a live
He's
stream.
juggling all of us at one go.
Yeah. So next up is Mr. Tony. So if you can tell us a bit about your channel, Tony.
Well, I do a bit of mixture about everything. I've got the Osmo cameras. I've got a 360 camera. I've got 2 drones, and I do flight sim. I try to get out. I've had a couple of driving videos. Today I've had the camera in the car while I left Newbiggin down to Blythe via Camas. And then I did a flight at Camas today for the first time ever using the drone because it was a nice day, and did down around the works. Later on this year, I'm hoping to go down Wales, do some more shooting down there with the drone and ground footage. And then we've got some ghost hunts coming up. I think it's July where I'll be going into a ghost hunt area. And I don't think I can broadcast live from there. Not because they would stop me. It's because some of the places like castles and that, the walls are too thick to get any signal out. So you can't even get a Wi-Fi mobile. So if somebody attacks you, you can't dial for help. But there you go, and that's basically my channel. If you.
Thank you very much, there, Tony. So next we have up is Mr. Tim from Tim Heel 9's channel.
How are we doing? Well, my channel, I have a couple of channels. I have a live awesome quiz channel, and I do a live quiz every Tuesday evening. We go live at 8 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, or British Summer Time now, because we jump forward that hour. And the Duchess, she puts the questions together. She compiles it, and I deliver it. I also have another live on a Thursday evening, everyday conversations regarding mental health, and I get guests on and we talk about all subjects around the mental health sphere. And also on that channel is the everyday is ordinary people's extraordinary stories, That's how I started. I started doing a podcast back in about 3 years ago, into when we got into lockdown, and I revamped some of the stuff that I do. I've done before, and I've done. I think it's somewhere near 300 podcasts now. There's 159 interviews on video, so you can watch the people that I do as well as listen to them. And I publish it once a week on a Sunday morning. So I've just recorded one today that's going out this Sunday, which is a fascinating chat. So that's basically my channels. So they're available as a podcast on all the popular podcast apps, and they're also here on YouTube. So that's me in a nutshell. And one of the questions I've got for the other guys is how do they see their analytics? It's difficult to get people to subscribe to the channel, whether they think that it costs them money or what, or whether it's difficult for them to click the like button. But people seem reluctant to do that. I don't know whether it's just me or whether it's the rest of the guys have the same problem with people subscribing to the channel, putting comments on, clicking the subscribe button, or even sharing.
Yeah.
Personally, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. I'm just curious how other
we'll
channels
We'll
feel
get
the
back to
same
that
about it.
question after Randolph's introduced
Yeah.
himself. Then. So we're next up is Randolph. So if you can tell us a bit about your channel, please.
Well, I started my channel up just drone flying footage, and then I sold my car, bought a motorbike, and I've combined my bike footage in with my drone channel. But what I want to do is get more bike footage and put drone footage in together. But it's hard work trying to combine both. It takes a lot of time and effort to do it. Then I've got two other channels. One's Northern Exposure Prepping, and the other channel is the Flight Sim channel, and that's Bush Pilot Force 10. That's about it, really.
Oh, okay then. Thank you for that. So, does anyone want to answer Tim's question?
I
If
think-
you,
Yeah.
if you can remember it.
Yeah, I mean, it is difficult, like you've rightly said, Tim. I know that we struggled for around 8 to 10 months to kind of get people to really want to come aboard and subscribe and like. And I think during that time, me and Keith speak about it regularly, actually. I would probably say we've lost about 76 subscribers, but then gained more
we will
again
shortly.
as it's gone on.
Okay.
So it's a tricky one, but what I'm finding is now when I'm doing videos and things, key thing I've always found, and it's a bit cheeky, I think, in one respect, is that it's the actual title. And I think Keith's quite a good believer as well. The title drags people in with it. Like we did our Premier Inn video. Now, that was a random moment one. I didn't even plan doing that. But because I named it as Would You Stay Here, kind of generated that interest. And I'm also finding if you use tags in your videos as well. So when you're in the YouTube Studio app itself on a PC, you go down to tags, and I just like put tags related to what the content is. And I tend to find now that I'm getting more feedback from that. People are starting to come over from tags rather than titles. It's really peculiar. I think the algorithm's really strange of how it can just, pick and choose a channel. It's so peculiar.
So,
Yeah, I found the same.
yeah.
I mean, I put tags on. I mean, I have a set of tags for each of the channels. In fact, I did 2 shorts the other day, about a couple of minutes apart, and one was titled "A Mexican Standoff with Hudson and Artie," and the other one was I forget what it was, but the first one went up. The other one went up a couple of minutes later. The first one got 1,732 views, within a couple of hours. The other one got 2.
It's weird.
Same
It's
subject.
we did we went to Miller and Carter, and I think it was at Christmas time, was it, Cara, before, and it was literally a 12-second video clip of me panning the camera on the candle with the Christmas music, and I think it got like 1,800 views. Yeah, I don't know how that would get 1,800 views. Then we put our dogs on as a short, because everyone loves a sausage dog, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And we got 10. So it kind of baffles me as to why one video gets more than the other, but it's really peculiar.
Yeah, it just beggars belief. I mean, how does the algorithm work? I mean, you put. I mean, I don't know what you guys do, but for my Ordinary People's Extraordinary Stories, I use a headline analyzer to work out the best type of headline to put on it.
Right,
to name it.
Is that VidQ or VidIQ you use?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we use the free one occasionally, not all the time, but we do use it.
Yeah. So I generally what I do is I look at their because I get my guests from Podmatch, and it gives their description and all the rest of it. So I look at something that really catchy from them. I use that as the tagline for the description, and then I put all the other stuff in the description box. And I don't know, generally they're getting sort of 30 or 40 views on YouTube, and then I repurpose it as well as an audio, and they're getting 80, 100 downloads as a podcast.
That's
so
strange,
the podcasts are doing particularly well. But on the podcast, I also mentioned that they can watch the interview, and I don't know whether that's dragging people across, but I use the same tags and everything like that as well. So
yeah, it's an odd one.
It's just, but I've been going for sort of nearly 3 years now. I've only started doing lives since about August time, when I did Leader.
Yeah.
And we're coming up to a new Leader at the end of the week. Going live every day. Whey!
Every day. Whey!
Get in there.
Yeah.
So,
if anybody
let's
wants
see
to
what
join
happens there.
Leader, Tim, if anybody wants to join Leader, can you tell them how they go about it?
Yeah, if you go on to Live Streaming Pros, you'll see Lauria's page, and it'll say Leader sign up. It's free to sign up. And what it is, they give you a closed, private Facebook page that you upload your videos to, or you actually go live to. So it can get a little bit tricky. On occasion, I have gone live to my profile.
You didn't mean to.
And people are on, what the hell's he on about? But each day, there's a mission each day, basically. They'll give you a mission for each day, and it's just to give you confidence in going live on camera.
Right.
It's a great fun, and you don't. I mean, last time I spent about 12, 15 hours a day on it, commenting on other people's videos and stuff like that. So, yeah, it can take up an awful lot of time. But what it does do, it gives you the confidence to go live. And yeah, when I've come on leaps and bounds, I think Keith will testify to my progress.
Yes, I have there, Tim, because it's, as you say, it's a brilliant experience. Go live every day in April. First 15 days, when we did it in August, you did it on the phone.
Just on your phone.
And then after that, the permissions on EVMux. So it's all right. Random Lives just shown up and made a comment. Stream looking good, Keith. Still don't like the permissions on EVMux. Thanks a lot, Gail. Yeah, it's really worth going on, because if you've got any apprehensions about live streaming, to do it for a full month to people you don't know, and without all the mod cons, as I say, the first 15 days is all about using your phone to live stream. And I think we had 364 members in
Thereabouts, yeah.
around there, Tim, weren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, has anybody else got anything about how do you get more subscribers? How do the analytics work on YouTube? Would anyone else like to say anything?
Well, it's a difficult thing because when I film storm footage, I get loads of views. Like my top video on storm footage got 39,000 views.
Ooh.
Then I've got one at 38,000. Another one was 35, and it goes down. And they're the highest rated ones. Is the storm footage I do. We haven't had any storms for a long time. So I'm waiting for the next storm so I can get my viewing rates back up again.
We've had a bit of participation down here.
Yeah.
The south's been pretty wet the last week or so.
But videos, I think they're going to do well, don't. And a video I stick on thinking, well, I'll be lucky to get any views on it. And it does well, and it just baffles me.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to share any of their work on the stream tonight? Because you're quite welcome to, by the way.
Don't think I've got anything.
Not keyed up to ping anything out. I could probably, can I?
I mean,
Hang on.
Just
thinking whether I can
my
show
cards are
something.
empty. I haven't got any stuff on my
some
memory
of my
card.
videos get very little viewing. Yet when I put the cat video up of 12 seconds, I had 1K views or something like that. You know, it's
The cat.
I want to see the cat video. Can you send it to me? Send me the link. Send me the link.
I don't know where
I'm
it
not
is
sure.
now. He's look. I'll show you if I can take this down. Look,
Oh, it's beautiful.
talking
Can
about
I
you,
share
Phil.
this?
Yeah,
I'm not normally a cat fan, but that's a nice cat.
he's more like a dog.
Driving out 2 dogs.
I mean, if a cat wags his tail, it means he's going to attack. He doesn't.
Doesn't.
If you're coming up and you want to feed him, he wags his tail. He was brought up with dogs. If
So
I say I'm going to bed, he'll look at me, meow, and he's on the bed curled up before I'm in there. So, you know.
that sounds like Charlie and Squish, doesn't it, Cara? That does. Yeah, it sounds like our 2 dogs.
But I mean, my video of Beadnell made 2.7K. And then when I did a shot down the south where I went down on the coast, I came off a mountain and with the drone, and when I took off, I was 400 feet up. But by the time I cleared the cliff to go down to the beach, I was 1,971 feet.
The drone's going, no.
Live. So by the time I got down to the coastline, I was still well over 1,000 feet trying to get it down. But you know, these things have a tendency that if you lose signal, it'll try and get home. My worry is that if it comes back at the height it was, it would hit the mountain.
No,
No.
that's true. That's true.
The technology behind the drones now are really, really good. You know, come home if you lose contact with you and everything else, and it's certainly the safest way of going. I mean, the DJI has to be the best platform. It actually, Rani will tell you when we're down Tynemouth, which is one of the main areas where shipping comes in. It's great, but if you're trying to get airborne, it'll get 20 feet in the air and it'll stop.
Yeah.
It will ask you for authorization because 2 miles down the Tyne is an army base, which I didn't know about till the first time I took. But the Chinooks running from there, So
You need to have to go to authorize it, don't you, in the app?
yeah, and then it'll allow you to take care and keep an eye, and you can fly. Down in Blythe, I can take off there because I do the skiers occasionally, and if I go to the south, past the bandstand, which is like halfway down the beach, the aircraft will stop again and say you're actually entering Newcastle airspace for an aircraft landing.
Good God.
And I'm saying I authorize this because I'm at 400 feet, and if a 737 is coming in at 400 feet, we're all in trouble. But I authorize it to get past that,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden on the actual app it'll come up alert, aircraft.
Aircraft,
And
yeah.
I can show you
I've had that before.
You're thinking, okay, but he's up there,
Yeah, I've had that before at Humberside Airport or nearby, actually, at Thornton Abbey, where it says aircraft in the vicinity, and it's like, really? I don't see one.
No.
I see a few pigeons and seagulls. That's pretty much it. I mean,
Yeah, I know, but I mean, as technology goes, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of complaints about how drones can do this, that, and the other, but these people do not understand the drones. Some people will do illegal things and what have you, but the guys like us who go out to do their professional stuff and they know the rules, then it's a different kettle of fish,
I've had that before, and Keith can vouch for that. I've had an issue with a neighbour previously when we actually got the police visited us, I think 2 or 3 times, because we were flying our drone over our own garden, well above 100 feet. We got accused of looking into the garden and windows and all sorts, and that it was landed in their garden. I said, well, if I'm landed in the garden, one, I'm not going to get it back, and if I drop it to 10 feet, it's going to auto land anyway. So I can't climb fences. I'm too big to do that now.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't seem to understand that I wasn't spying on him. I was just taking pictures of the church and the sea and stuff where we are, and it's just there's some cracking photography you can do with them. Really is.
Yeah, there is.
I've got the Mini 2, and it's really good. I would like the Mini 3, but I'm still saving up for that. Yeah, Cara. Yeah, it takes a while to get there.
She didn't say no.
She didn't say no. She was like, yeah.
Yeah.
She honestly, she actually likes me flying the drone, which I'm quite impressed by. I said, you're my spotter. You stay there and watch.
If you get the Mini 3, she can have the Mini 2.
She can't fly that. No.
Yes, you can.
She ain't flying that drone. Although I did crash into the dog once in the garden. That was interesting.
I've lined something up to share. I'm not sure whether it'll work or not. Did you want to have a look at this?
Go on.
Yes. Has it come up? Yes. So it's loading.
Yeah. So let us know when you want to press the go button. This is the one that got 1,700 odd views.
Wow.
Yeah,
is it
you've
there
got to
yet?
press the go button because I can't.
All right. Right, there you go. It appears we have a bit of a Mexican standoff in the garden. Hudson's bothering the life out of poor old Artie. But there you go.
That's a big great cat, isn't it?
It appears we have a bit of a Mexican standoff in the garden. Hudson's bothering the life out of poor old Artie. So that was that one. No, hang on. Let's see if I can find the other one. Oh, hang on. Stop that. Give us a second to find the other one.
Yes, that's all right then. Yes, I see Random Life's had problems with the seagulls eating donuts. So I like what Richard put in.
They do look like bread, though. Let's be honest, they do.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, I fully understand that. Definitely, Richard. Have you got another one lined up yet, Rich? Yes, you have. So
Yeah. So this is the second one. He's chasing Artie around the garden. What do? Who do you get in touch with? It's outrageous. And that one only got a couple of views.
It's crazy. It's just.
And they were done a couple of minutes between each other.
Yeah, it really is. So, what does the panel think to shorts? are they the way to increase your subscriber count, or do you think that shorts really they get the views, but they don't increase your subscribers?
Well,
I mean, I get the views from it, like you said, but I've probably only had about maybe 2 or 3% subscribed by shorts. The majority of it actually just comes from YouTube search or from like links externally through Facebook, things like that. The shorts are good to get the views up, but I think if you're trying to get monetized as well, if you're not at that particular level in a video, like we're not monetized, and if we want to get there, it's asking for, like, is it 10 million YouTube short videos, which that's just phenomenal. That's just a lot of views on a short. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, my Lions Robin Hood Park in Ryle 4 years ago has now touched 7.6k in views, and you're wondering if that was a pound per view, it'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be easier.
But
Yeah.
I'm not bothered about monetizing or anything like that. It's just nice to see people appreciating your work.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we all know how much time and it takes to dedicate to putting content together.
God, yeah.
And it's just nice to be appreciated that people are watching it, and to get them to just click the like button or put a comment on. It's just, but people just seem to think that it's probably Big Brother that if they click the like button or they put a comment on, then somebody's going to inundate them with spam or something like that. I don't know what people's mentality is.
No.
Or what goes through people's heads that because there's lots of people watching YouTube all the time.
Yeah, true.
Because there's nothing on the telly, obviously.
Well,
Never is.
You don't have to pay for a license for YouTube, but there you go.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. No.
Well, it says that live you did the other day, Tim, about asking, why people don't support your channel, because it don't cost anything, and why unsubscribe. I never unsubscribe. Yeah, I've done 3 lives in the last 3 days, and I am down. I've lost 13 subscribers because of those lives. So I'm not liked. That's all I can think. Don't worry me now.
Same.
But you look and you think to yourself, well, I've been there all doing lives before, and never lost this many. I've lost 13 in the last 4 days.
I think you've gained 3 people though, because 3 of my friends have subscribed though. I made them do it while they're here.
Yeah. There is serious competition on YouTube. You have to stand out, and that is difficult. Yes, I fully agree with that statement. And
very, very agree.
I think all the panel would agree with that statement. But I mean, when you look at some of the live streams, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'll keep your comments to myself. I think Tony is just wants to share something with the stream, so I will just do it then, Tony.
Well, this is, I don't know if you can see that. There looks like the words on there. Is the words on there?
Well, there was, yeah.
Okay. This is the one that's got 7.4k views. Wow.
I thought it
doesn't look real. It looks like a model.
What park's that?
Looks like a model.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, Meccano. Oh, because of all the way they're doing,
Wow.
No, it's not the one I'm thinking of. Is that the one in Cleethorpes?
No, this was in the South Coast.
Oh, the Haven site, you mean?
It's I can't remember what it was. The site was called. We were there down on just outside of Wales, north of Wales.
Is it
They're on top of each other,
or something? I think it's real, something like that. I don't speak Welsh, so
yeah.
It's nice though, nice site.
It's a big site.
Yeah, very big.
I took off from within the site because I was showing the guys the drone. So I showed them the site from the air, and he was quite impressed. But I didn't expect 7.4K views, you know.
Yeah, no, it's
Where's all the
that's
cars?
stunning, though.
Where'd you have to park? Because there's not many cars there, is there?
There's
Oh,
not. Well, the cars are parked next to the caravans. You can see a couple there.
Oh yeah.
But this was on a weekend, and I think it's vacated it most of the time at the weekend. The people come down for week holidays, you know.
Yeah.
But
Outrageous.
quite a big site.
It's massive.
yeah, it is.
I
It is,
mean,
Tony, you know.
I'd love to have done this at Tattershall Lakes, but because you're next door to RAF Coningsby, taking off is virtually impossible. I mean, when we was
Yeah.
there, I wanted to do it, but one, you need to get permission, and because they're flying literally every 10 to 15 minutes, and
Yes.
where our caravan was, there was 200 foot above the caravan. So as they were flying past, we could see the pilot's face. It's like, oh my God. The caravan was physically shaking. I was like, yeah, this is going to be an experience for the next 5 days. We enjoyed it though, didn't we? That one, it was really good. We're off again in September, so I'll have a word with the RAF. See what I can do.
So is
There
that
you
right by the coast then? Oh yeah. They've got to cross the road.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful site, that isn't it?
It is. It's one you'll have to do a review on sometime, Richard.
Oh, he's travelling to Wales. That's quite far from Cleethorpes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Why
So
would you
side
want to
of
go
the
to
country.
Wales?
Other side of the country.
Furthest I'll go is Newcastle. That's it.
Yeah.
There you go. That's where it is.
That's where it is.
Lions, Robin Hood.
Yeah, go back up. There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
I did want to do Doncaster Airport originally, but it's still actually active. Even though the main terminal building's closed, there's still general aviation flights, so you can't fly out of there with a drone.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating.
There you go. That's that one anyway.
Thank you for sharing that one with us, Tony. That was a good one, you know. So, has Randolph been doing much lately then?
He's been going out on his bike, hasn't he? And you, Ronnie?
Yeah. I was trying to share a video, but I don't know how to do it.
What you do is go out open up another window with YouTube, click on your video, and then share it at the bottom.
Right.
So what
And then
bike have you got?
Oh, it's just a 125 motor scooter.
All right.
I bought it new. How long have I had it? 8 months.
A year.
About a year,
Months.
yeah.
The most embarrassing thing happened to me. I went into the petrol station, and when I was turning, my knee hit the handlebar, and I fell over onto the forecourt.
That's
How
quite
long did you-
embarrassing.
How long did you have to wait for an ambulance then? Or are you still waiting?
He's still
What
waiting.
What made me feel better was these guys riding from Land's End to Gronard Groats, and they're professional bikers, and they had 2 Triumph touring bikes. And he got to John O'Groats, and he did the same thing, fell onto the ground, and he just went like that. Wow, that's embarrassing.
Well, we're talking about motorbikes. I've got a 1200 Ducati Multistrada, and last June, I went to the Adventure Bike Riders Festival at Ragley Hall in Warwickshire, and I booked to go there again this year. And it's like a 3-day festival with about 10,000 other motorbikes, all camping, and they've got loads of stalls. You can go and all the manufacturers there. You can go and take out their touring bikes, their off-road bikes, their adventure bikes. There's a big area with a stage where they've got bands on in the evening. There's dozens and dozens of food outlets and stuff like that. It's a really, really good sort of 2 nights camping, 3 days. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Really, really good fun. And I did some videoing down there. I did some interviews with people, and I managed to get Foggy. I did a little interview with Foggy, and then I put it up on my live show. So I did a live show and brought in the videos of people that I interviewed. So
Yeah, I remember that one, Tim. Tony's got another one for us to see, I believe. So I'll show it on the screen.
This one, I'm going to kill the music, but this is down Blythe, and it was hitting high winds, but just on the other side of the pier, just here, there's actually two sunken ships. In the high winds some 100 years ago, they actually hit the pier, and just you can't really see it, but next to the lighthouse itself, there's a brass propeller in the water, and people have been trying to lift it out for years, and it just hasn't come out because it's so weighty, you know. I'm just going to see if I can.
Get some ale on that. I'll get it out.
Yeah, I'm just going to show you the Blythe, because over.
Does that dry out in there?
It does not. No, it's a main shipping area. Over here, to the left of the that's the marina. That red one down there is a restaurant.
Oh.
And they do fresh fish there. I'm just seeing if I can get up to where. Yeah, I'll go and take it forward to here, because when I waited for the tide to go down, you can see the island just there. In the
Is that Linda's farm? Is it?
No, it's not. It's actually close to Blythe in Northumberland. It's the rocks just off the coast, and I was looking because see if I could see the wreck, and I'm trying to. As I go across here, you can actually see it's turquoise water. You know what I mean? And as the
we sailed down there a couple of years back from Inverness. We were on our way down to Gosport. We were going to do it in one hit. We were 3 nights in, going into the third night. It was really, you know, those really pitch black nights. Can't see a thing. We ended up picking up a line of lobster pots about 6-7 miles off of Scarborough.
There you go. This is where the ship is. You can see the ship under the water.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you can.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
And they sent a lifeboat out for us at sort of dark o'clock at night.
Really?
6-7 hours before we managed to get going again. By which time we lost the weather window, and we ended up going into Grimsby for a week. So I had a week in Grimsby at the fish dock.
I will swing it around. I will swing it around. I was losing the single, so I did go back later on to get better shots of that. So, but there you go.
Oh.
I put the link in the private chat, Keith.
What you put?
The video. I don't know how to put it on, so I stuck the link in the private chat.
Yeah.
Oh, of a UFO.
Yeah.
Hold on there.
You might have to turn the sound down on it though.
Yeah, I've got it there. So now I've got to find out I've got to remember how to share it on my screen, haven't I?
You share it.
Don't ask me because my PC's like, no, not today.
So what platforms do you guys use to go live on? Do you use something like Melon, Ecamm, StreamYard, or you just go direct off of YouTube?
Just usually I go off YouTube.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I find that it's quite echoey with my camera though. I don't know if it's because of the size of the room, but I watched our live back we did the other day, and the sound was quite distorted. It was chopping in and out all the time. So I don't know if it's maybe the camera that's the problem, or just because the room's big. So I try not to do as many lives as I can now, even though it's quite popular apparently. I don't know why, because we just sit here talk rubbish for about an hour and a half. Everyone seems to enjoy it, so we're just
Have you tried different mics?
I've got a Corsair headset with a built-in mic to it, which I could try, but then I think because obviously with me and Cara, because then she couldn't speak in the headset, so we do probably need an external one at some point. We're looking at getting like a pod microphone. If that makes sense.
These are quite good.
Yeah, I've seen that's very good. Is it Rode? Is it Rode or Rode?
Yeah, Rode Wireless Go 2.
Rode. Right.
They're really good for doing something like that.
Right.
Or
Okay.
I mean, I've got the Rode NTG 2. It's a USB. It's a not USB. XLR mic that goes into Rodecaster Pro.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I have quite a big setup here.
Yeah, because all your audio, I know when you do your lives, it's very, very crisp and clear, and it sounds really punchy and vibrant. It's always really good. And then I play mine back, and I'm thinking, God, do I really sound like that?
I think Tony uses DJI mics, don't you?
I do. DJI mics.
So I've got DJI and GoPro stuff. I just, to be honest with you, I never really bother using it. Like the video I did tonight, I recorded it all on the iPhone.
I've got a couple of these as well. These are fantastic. They're £100 each. They're British built. It's called a Suntronics Podcast Pro.
Oh, and there's the DJI ones I can see in the background. Yeah.
Yes, DJI mics. Very good.
Keith, you'd be pleased to know, Keith, we found a wireless lens for the Pocket 2, and I think it's working. The Scout leader, bless him, put it to one side. I put it on today. Now I think there might be a slight crack in it. I don't know. Or it could just be the concave reflection. But I've done a bit of a video recording on it, and I'm going to check it after the stream to see if it actually is okay. If not, I need a new one.
Then I'm just going to start sharing.
No problem, friend.
This video footage coming up now. I was filming the ruins at Haweswater Reservoir, this Marsdale Green ruins. And I was zooming in on a trough, and this thing flew underneath the drone, so you'll still see it. It's quite amazing because you can actually see quite good detail of it.
I'm surprised you're allowed to fly near a warship. They normally take a dim view of that sort of thing.
Wait a minute, you're sharing my screen at the minute.
It's not share. Can you share it then, Joan?
I'll have a look in a second. This one will interest you, Tim.
Yeah. So I'm sharing that one then, yeah.
This is a 49,000-ton naval ship. 28
HMS
knots.
Northumberland.
Okay, that's the one.
So didn't they take a dim view of you sort of flying your drone around a warship?
I went aboard later on, and I admitted it, and the guy said, yeah. He says, you're lucky because when we enter port, we've got to disarm. He says, but when your drone came in towards us, it went an alert. And he says, the system went off. And he says, we knew where you were because you came up on the radar as a blip. And I says, there's the link to the video. If you ever want to sell your ship, that's what I'm going to sell it to.
Well, it's quite good they actually spotted it.
You'll be surprised what the radars can do on them things.
I imagine they're very good radars then to spot something that small.
Yeah.
So I live in Gosport, and we've got the Portsmouth Naval Base just across the harbour there, and we've always got ships in. We've got the Type 45 destroyers. We've got the 2 aircraft carriers, only one here at the moment. We've got some frigates that are in and around as well. So only got the RFA ships come in and out, and lots of visiting ships as well. So it's always busy. In King's Harbour Master puts out a post every day for the following day of what the shipping movements are, so you can always work out who's coming in and going out. Plus all the yachts and everything that's in and out. We is busy. It's gone all quiet.
Sorry, I was just watching this back. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
You watched it, are you?
I thought somebody had killed the sound.
No,
No. I'm just putting random's comments on the stream as well.
I mean, the airport said it closed down the airports because of a drone, but for all the cameras that were at Gatwick in London, there was no photographs of the drone. It was a ploy to close down the airports. Another one of our government's
Yeah.
Manchester Airport had the same fault. Manchester Airport owned up and admitted they had a computer error that caused the problem. Gatwick had the same fault, but they didn't own up. They just blamed it, said there was a drone there, and there wasn't.
Always blame the drone pilots.
And the police put up three. The police put up 3 drones to look for this drone.
Adding to the problems in the first place, then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
tell
it's
you what,
been closed for quite a while.
Yeah, good shots there, Town. Now,
Very good.
very, very good.
That's a zoom in on the Air 2S.
That guy there's pointing at your drone.
What's that over there?
What's that there?
Yeah.
You're lucky they didn't
Tony,
shoot it down.
I've sent Randolph's link
Yeah,
to you.
I saw that one.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't know. I don't know.
I'll get it in a second.
that's brilliant.
I said
You're
it,
getting
it will-
footage there like that, aren't you?
I think I need to up my
You
game,
do
don't I,
it.
Keith, a little bit?
Hey?
I think I need to up my game a little bit, don't you?
Yeah. Like, well, he's a very good drone pilot, Tony. You know, so.
I've only ever crashed it once, and that was into a dog. Well, no dogs were harmed in the making of the video.
I've
One's okay, I promise.
crashed 2 DJI drones of the older ones where for some reason updated the software and suddenly it dropped into the ocean. And I never did find it.
Tell a lie, I did crash it in the garden in the evening. I didn't realise you can't fly in the dark. It doesn't like that. And you take off and it says no signal found. Yeah, that'd be fine. I took off, it went backwards and went straight into the fence.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that was a good experience for me.
I had a drone stuck up a tree for 6 weeks,
Oh,
and I couldn't get it down, so I kept going back to see if the wind had blown it off.
it was
And,
still there.
The wind did blow it down.
It did.
It got trampled by cattle.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, that was a shit. That
So
you had
there-
some hard luck with that one.
It wasn't an expensive one. It was.
No.
No.
It was
Are you still got a drone then, Randolph?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Mini 2.
Yeah.
I like the Mini 2. I don't see any point in changing it for the 3. 'Cause
There's a
I'm
start
happy,
in
I'm
there.
happy with the footage. If you saw the footage of Ullswater with me filming the steamer, that was Mini 2 footage, and to be quite honest, you can hardly tell the difference between that and the Mavic Air 2.
Yeah. Oh, I can't tell any difference myself. You know, when I look at when Tony flies. Oh, we've got another drone in just come in. Osbeach Andy from
Andy, hello,
Australia.
Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Hello, Andy.
G'day.
Ah.
Good day, Andy.
Good morning
Welcome
from
to the
Australia.
stream. And this is DJI Man Tony's footage. I don't know
Really
what
good
you think
footage,
of
that.
it.
Very, very good, isn't it? I like that.
Very, very, very good footage. Yeah. That's the beauty of doing live streams on software that you can share your videos. You know, so this one's going out, so it's good publicity for your channel, isn't it, Tom?
It
When
is.
people see that.
It's really good.
Apparently, when the ship comes into harbour, they all got to go on deck and stand to attention.
They do, yeah.
So
My friend's in the Navy, and he said they do on every single time the ship comes in. They have to physically stand on harbour on there and salute
Yeah.
every time.
and the reason the tugs are there is because the ship cannot manoeuvre fast, so they use the tugs to steer the ship.
Oh,
The ones at the back you notice the line that's in there,
Yeah, yeah.
He
and they are
slows him down.
they pull backwards.
Oh,
They are slowing the ship down, but it has to turn, so the back tug's told backwards, and the one on the right there pushes it left to get around the bend.
I never knew
So
that.
where was it?
This was in Tynemouth. That's
Northeast
where it's
England.
based.
Newcastle, Northeast
Newcastle. Well,
England.
it's Tynemouth entry. So it goes down towards Newcastle. It's the River Tyne.
Hello.
Hello.
Never touched anything.
Wasn't me this time.
Wasn't me.
That was me. I just thought I'd do a quick reaction.
Hi, Simon Marshall. Hope you're doing okay.
It sounds good, but there you go. That's that one. And it goes off.
Oh, look at what else he's doing it now. Me
No, we're all doing
producer.
Right,
Oh,
I'm
right
going
now.
to. We'll have a look at.
Now, when this thing flies under the drone, it's a great big hill that goes vertically up with pine trees all over it. So this thing that flew under the drone is going at high speed, and it has to turn within 7 feet, or it would hit the trees and the hillside. So this is
Definitely
how
not-
fast it's
Definitely
going.
not a seagull then.
Just.
Definitely not. Well, you'll see it in a minute.
Richard,
Hello.
have you got Simon's address to send him the link if he'd like to come in?
I've got him on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, if you send him the link, he might want to come in.
I can see.
So I'm just going to
He's on
show
2 seconds.
show this on stream then. This is Randolph's work.
If it stops whirling.
Well, there's the hillside there. There's the trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why it's whirling.
Are you
Aliens.
taking it back?
Yeah, here it comes. That's a still photograph I took. Now it comes across. You'll see it.
Just
It went
hard.
so fast. It went
just-
so fast you could probably hardly see it. I'll see it
Just
again.
flashed.
There it is.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Now I'll slow it down again. There it is again. Remembering there's a great big hill right in front of it. These are the still photographs I took of it.
It's a bit strange, isn't it?
It's very
It is, isn't
strange.
A phenomena. Even though it's an alien.
Keith, push the alien noise.
I ain't got any. I've only got that one. I've
I'll
got a
find you
drum
one.
roll.
So you can see how fast it. You can see how fast it went
Not like-
past. It's just ridiculous speed.
There you go.
It was very quick as well, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah.
very quick.
That's like when it crashed into the hillside.
See, if that was a drone, and it isn't a drone because it doesn't look like a drone.
No.
If that had been a drone, it wouldn't have been able to turn fast enough. It would have just gone into the bank side. That thing was shifted really fast.
Yeah, not even in FPV mode it couldn't turn that quick, could
Well,
it?
Tony, I keep spotting these things flying around the Lake District. Tony came across, didn't you? And we did a
I did.
filming, and right at the end of the day, Tony was doing his last flight. When we looked back on the footage, and Tony spotted one. It's like white orbs, weren't they, Tony?
There were.
This is in the Lake District, is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cara, get in the car off to the Lake District.
But
You're not working
You
all
can't-
weekend.
you can't see them with the naked eye. You can't hear them.
But it's there.
Drone cameras pick them up.
That's strange, isn't it?
And
That
it's
is.
pure by accident. When I'm looking back up, when I'm editing a video, it's
And you
just
see
pure
it.
accident. I think, what the hell was that flashing past the screen? And I slow it down and look at it, and I'm thinking, well, that's not a bird.
A bird
So-
on steroids.
Have you got any idea then? What any thoughts of what it is or was?
Yes. I think they are experimental aircraft that either big places like Boeing aircraft or some secret private company are testing them out in the Lake District. That's what I think. I don't think they're actual alien craft, but I think what a good place to test them. But the thing is, one flew right over the top of my head and I didn't hear it. And I had another one fly past me and it was about 2 feet away from me. And I didn't even know it was there.
Wow.
So I actually played it back on the video footage when I got it at home. It was right next to me. It was like 2 or 3 feet from my shoulder. And it flew right past my head and up. And if a bird flies past you, you would look, wouldn't you? And go, oh,
You'd
God,
hear the
that-
wings or you feel the air or something, wouldn't you, at least?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these things, you can't hear them and you can't see them.
That's strange.
Anyways, it's probably about 10 videos on my channel about UFOs.
Well, if I can,
Just checking I'm subscribed to your channel anyway. So that's
Actually, Tony's got video footage of it, hasn't he?
I'm just gonna share. I'm just searching the videos at the minute.
Because I asked Tony, can you please come over and verify what I'm picking up? Because no one's going to believe me if I'm the only person seeing it. So Tony drove across from Newcastle and he filmed it.
Yeah,
He filmed one. This is at Paulswater, exactly the same place you just saw that other drone.
what the?
The other flying object, I mean, not drone.
What the? See, it's moving that fast. It's creating a trail behind it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
very strange.
I'd love to know what speed these things are going.
That's very strange. That. I think we need to go to the Lake District, Keith, don't you?
Yeah.
You see where that island is off to the left of that? That's where the other one was spotted.
Right. Okay.
I say they seem to come from the cliffs ahead of us. They come down. Quite a few times we've been up this way, and they fly very fast to the left or the right of the drone. Here we go. Slow down. You see that?
Yeah. Do you think they're reacting with you flying the drone maybe nearby if they've detected you?
Possibly. They
Yeah.
certainly.
Yes. They are, because
Look at that.
It's turned. As soon as it's seen you, it's turned instantly.
there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you can see it clearer there, can't you? And it's definitely flat as well. It's very, very flat as a shape.
Amazing.
It is, isn't it, Tim? That's what I think. To get shots like that off a drone,
Yeah.
but normal speed, they're that fast.
Yeah, that's moving some. That is.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can see how fast it was, how quickly that just flashed past then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You're talking
Yeah,
about
right.
it's going hundreds of miles an hour. It's a bird cannot fly that fast, even if it's diving. Because I did a comparison video between a bird of prey diving for its prey and shots of one of the UFOs I shot. And I said, look, this is a bird, and that is not a bird. Because people
Very
kept saying it's a bird, and I said it's not a bird. There's a bird, and I showed you. You could see it diving and its wing. So, I don't know.
Yeah, that thing's moving that fast though. You can just see the outline edge of it when it's moving.
Yeah.
When you slow it down, it looks like it's got almost like a boomerang. I know it sounds silly. It looks like a boomerang when it's slowed down.
Do you remember the Mistrons? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Captain Todd.
Yeah.
This one I'm recording at an air show, and look what goes behind it. I slowed down 8,000 times. I was in 10,000 frames a second. Spitfire's coming down.
Oh wow, that's strange, isn't it? It's like little, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely cylinders, circles, aren't there?
Yeah, the Mysterons.
And
Is that could that not
Only-
be something on the lens? A
Nope.
light on the lens or something?
It was moving, and the week after, they were tracked by NASA across the moon.
Wow.
And look at those. Look at that shadow one that was going across the. Was it the Tyne?
The time, I'm just going to show that one now.
Now this is amazing footage. This
Uh,
absolutely amazing.
This is the Borg. If you watch Star Trek, have you ever watched Star Trek?
You'll be assimilated.
Yeah, well, you watch this. I'm going to try and boost it up.
That's it. It's full
There's
screen.
a
now.
shadow going across. There's a black shadow just.
Oh
in the
yeah,
centre
there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now watch. It actually goes across the top of the pier. It's a blue sky, and then it carries on.
Hmm.
So you can see it a bit better.
Yeah,
Is that
you can, yeah.
It's all unexplained.
I feel like we're turning into Ghostbusters this evening. This is really interesting.
It is.
Well, if you ever
That's
want
why
to go, if you ever want
That's
to go
why I
to
thought
your
I'd invite
footage,
these two on.
Yeah, it's quite good that.
if you come up with your drone in the Lake District and spend a day up here, you'll spot something.
Again, look,
Oh wow, yeah, you can see that, and that's moving really fast as well.
and that's the Borg.
God.
And it
Yeah,
goes.
we
Is
were
that
thinking
not
of
the
going to
shadow
Lake
of the
District, that's right.
drone?
Yeah, we were thinking of going to Lake District at some point, looking at an Airbnb and staying for a couple of nights, but it's just getting the right time in the summer, or towards like the autumn time as well, maybe.
It makes no sense that it's square. It's not a bird because it's a square shadow.
Yeah, it's a solid square, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you looked up then, Tony, into the sky, there was nothing there.
It's blue sky, mate. This is from the same look. This is from another channel down south. He's flying his airplane, and it's blue sky. Look, there's
Oh
a
wow,
shadow.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's blue sky,
You can see it clearly. It's come across the screen.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
and yet there's nothing in the sky.
You've got a cloud on the opposite side, but that couldn't reflect it over there,
No.
couldn't it?
No, it couldn't.
So there you go. That's that one.
Sure.
What else have I
Yeah.
got?
UFO hunters and ghost hunters tonight then.
I've
we
tried
do-
that once, never again.
So we're not just drone flyers; we go UFO hunting.
I did try once that ghost hunting thing, didn't I, Keith? That video, can you remember it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was terrified after that, mate, honestly, because the things that were coming out, once I verified it with the names, I was like, holy hell, okay, that's a bit of a... Yeah, it's just so odd because I went to the local church around the corner and it's obviously on the phone, the Spirit Box app. And, I did it from Adam Marks Explores on YouTube. He does a lot and he does different things. And I thought, I'll try it. It's a couple of quid. I'll see how it goes. And I just did it. And then I slowed it down and you could hear the words back clear as day when I'm asking the questions like, who are you? What's your name? How did you die? And it's coming through crystal clear. And then you look at like the gravestones the day after we went there, and the name was actually on the gravestone where I stood. And I'm like, okay. So I try to avoid that church now. Try not to go through there anymore, do I, Caro?
Well, there's a guy down there. There's a guy down here in Fareham does ghost walks.
Yeah.
He takes people out and takes them around Fareham and shows all the scary stuff from the past. Like
I'm getting goosebumps
there's an
now.
awful lot of history down here.
I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
I don't know whether let's see if I can do this one. I've got to set this one up. I was up at Sea Houses, if you know where Sea Houses is, and there's two piers, and I was out with the camera, and I'm going to zoom in on the island, and it's windy, so the wind stops for this woman to talk, and I was by myself. See if we can get the sound. I'm hoping you can get the sound.
Yeah. You make it full screen if you want to, Tom.
Okay.
That's it.
Let's just put it back here. See if I can get the boosty. Yeah.
This connection. See why.
And then the wind comes back on.
It
So
sounds like she said.
where's Sean? Where's Sean?
Oh, it sounded like he lied.
So there you go.
Hmm.
The other one. Let's have a little look here. Oops, sorry. I've just got to stop that one. 21 seconds. This one, if I can do it, it's only 21 seconds. Just got to kill the sound. The woman in front of me in the jails or the courthouses at Liverpool said something had walked through her, and she said, I don't know what it is. In between us, there was a column of cold air, and we could put her inside. It was cold. On the outside, it was warm, and we could go up her body. And this thing stood still, and it was about 5'2". I said, I don't know what you are. You're not on camera. What are you? And they give us a perfume. And at that point, it says, oh, female, can you show yourself? So, and she did exactly that. So this is the footage. If I can boost it up. Let me just come back to start. There, she's already gone past. So I slow it down. She comes in on the left-hand side. She's going to control the form very slow. There she is coming in now with her face. And then she gradually can't hold her form and she vanishes. This one here is in the halls where an angel comes into battle. And you can see it put it on its wings. This is in Leicester. This is the brightness in the ground from the sun. In the background, that's the security guy trying to look for it. You can see this thing walk in, and before it goes into battle, it puts its wings on and walks through the wall.
That's strange.
It is. That's fantastic.
So at the minute, when you look at it as brightness, the blue is the sunlight, and it opens the door. It's very bright. This thing comes in, and as it puts its wings on to go into battle with the demon, it just blanks out the camera.
Cool. How long ago was that one filmed then?
That was about 10 years, 15 years.
Where was that? Where did
That
you
was
film
in the
that?
halls at Leicester. These things walk past me as I'm on a green screen. As I've shown the drone, they walk past me. This one's in the haunted house, the demon house, where I've met the demon. And you can see this thing come round from the top. Again, I slow it down. It comes round the corner, and it's where children used to play, because it used to be a children's house. And it looks like the armature of an arm of a child. As it comes round the box, you'll see it.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, fascinating.
So, oops. So yes, I've had my experiences.
You have, haven't you?
I know they exist.
Well, I wish I'd had some experiences like that. I haven't. I've been nothing really happens in Grimsby and Cleethorpes, unless you know of any ghost stories here.
No, but I suppose they're everywhere. It's just you need to be open-minded, really.
Yeah.
From what I can understand, things like keys go missing and such like, and it usually means that somebody's looking after you. If
Yeah.
you're going out and you put your keys down somewhere, and you go to pick them up and they're not there, and you look around the house and 4 minutes later the keys are back where you originally thought they were, with no explanation, and
Yeah.
that actually delays you from having an accident which could kill you, and they're protecting you. So
Yeah. So have you ever heard of anyone been in any trouble while they've been doing ghost hunting or anything like that then, Tony?
we had in one location we had a guy who really cursed the ghosts on the ghost hunt, and this ghost wasn't particularly friendly, but it didn't attack us in any way, but it actually threw him against a wall and started to lift him up, and I had to step in and said to the guy, just apologize, you didn't mean it, and she'll release you, or he will release you. And he says, I'm sorry, and he gradually slipped down the wall.
Cool.
So yes, they can intimidate, they can probably even hurt. I mean, the demon house, which with that shadow came across the top at the start, that why it was called the demon house is this woman used to get beaten up. She had bruises and she had claw marks on her arms, and there was actually a claw left into her arm because it snapped off, and she wouldn't move out. This thing kept attacking her, and it was because current fella was under drugs, and this thing didn't like it,
Yeah.
And when we went in there, we had to. We said, "Well, we'll come in and we'll help," and we had to put web cameras up. Well, first of all, we didn't put the web cameras up. We went in there to do the investigation, and as we going around, my mate says, unplug everything, make sure there's no interruptions. So I went round and I unplugged all the phones. We came in the living room and all the phones went off. He said, I told you to take them out. And I brought the phone out with the wire hanging and it was ringing in my hand. So I said, I have. So that was the first thing. Then an ashtray full to the brim was piled up, lifted off the table and flew down the living room through a small doorway, turned left and then right. It chipped the wall and then hit another wall before tipping it out on a cat. And then seconds later,
What did a cat do wrong?
well, yeah, exactly. And then later on, this woman sang a song saying, I only love you, like that. And it was in the bathroom. And we went in the bathroom and there's nobody there. And I thought, I want to hire her, type thing. But we put up web cameras all the way around and it calmed down at that point. But the amount of orb activity was tremendous. It used to have, on a bad night, you used to see them just falling down through the roof, like, onto our bed. And we decided, she still lives there. And about, I think it was about 3 years ago, she phoned me up and said, I've got a voice recording for you. And I went, have you? He says, listen. And it went, where's Tony? Like that. I said, okay, tell him I'll be down next month. So I did go back down there. I went with a radio a guy, and he says, take us up where things are happening. So we went upstairs and we sat at the table. I was on one side. He was interviewing me on the other side. And he says, well, when's things going to happen? I says, you can't make things happen. I says, I will ask out and see if he comes. And suddenly the atmosphere changed and something actually walked into me. I was sitting down, but it actually engulfed me. And I was crying. I was physically running down the amount of pressure that was on my body. I wasn't crying really, but I was in tears. And he says, "What the hell's up with you?" I said, "He's here. He's actually above me." Anyway, I says, "Look, leave me alone. Go to him." And it just came off me. I went, "Wow, that's okay." And then he started to cry. I went, "There you go. You don't believe it, but there you go." I said, "You're the witnesses of afterlife, you know."
We got the troll in tonight.
The troll. Yeah, I've got mine.
Yeah.
I don't know where mine's gone,
There
actually.
he is.
I think he's gone to bed. But I've had too many experiences to know that there's
Look,
something after this life, you know,
I don't want to
Yeah.
kiss you.
which is good to know in some respects.
What's that?
I think this is a learning curve down here.
I'll
Yeah.
be with you presently. Just 5 minutes.
I will finish the stream, but carry on in a minute. So stay
Okay.
on.